This is June for Goldhand Drawings. Today I'll be comparing watercolor papers, and I chose Arches Coldpress 100% cotton and Baohong Colpress Academy Watercolor Paper Pad 100% cotton. Baohong is compared to Arches quite often because the texture of the paper is pretty much similar to Arches. So let's test and see how they are different or similar to others. For Arches, I didn't buy the block format. I just bought Arches literally just for this video. So bought the one that's the cheapest in the market right now. And this for Baohong, this 26 by 38, I think it was like $1 per sheet. So I would say it's pretty cheap for 100% cotton paper for this size. So it's not that bad. Now let's see the paper. Okay, I think Baohong is much whiter than the Arches. Arches is definitely more to the traditional or off-white color. This Baohong is a little bit more to the bright white. And the texture, they both are pretty rough. Yeah, I think they both are in the middle of cold press and rough. It's pretty rough, I would say. And they both are pretty similar when it comes to the roughness. Yeah, I think let's see how they react to the pencil. Okay, so I've done the pencil testing, and if you want to do like a very detailed drawings or sketches, I don't think these two are meant for that because the texture is so rough that the graphite smudges really crazy, and then the erasability is also really bad. It doesn't erase it really well, and if you do it like this, all this graphite like spreads out and it's gonna make the paper really dirty. I mean, see, all this graphite is even in my fingers right now. So if you're like a heavy sketcher or detailed drawer, I recommend you avoiding these two papers because this is just so rough. Okay, so now let's test the spreadness on wet, brush strokes on wet, lifting, blending on wet on dry, and then glazing. Okay, so I tested all 6 and they both were really rough. I mean, I had to use a lot of paint. It just wouldn't paint with just normal amount of paint, you know. You have to use a little bit more paint than any other cold press paper, I think. The spreadness, they both are pretty okay. For some reason, they both went to the left side. I really don't know why. Arches, I think a little bit more fluffy. I think it has a little bit more fluffy effect. Baohong has some hard, rigid lines than the arches, but I think most of the cold press from other brands are like this. Brush strokes, they both were good. This Baohong kind of have a waterford characteristic when it comes to the brush strokes. It would like spread really fast and really far in a short period of time. Arches, I think I added too much water, but we can tell it spreads pretty well, and it even tried to like spread all directions, so very good water absorbing ability, I guess. Now the lifting off. Instant lift off, they were pretty good. I used hooker's green, which is quite stainable, but they both could lift off pretty decent. Lifting off after it fully dried, not that good, I think. I mean, I rubbed it really harshly until the paper gets damaged. And arches were a little bit better on the lifting, but not good enough. Maybe I should have used a different color than the hooker's green. Now the blending, arches were so easy to control. I mean, not as easy as the Fabriano Artistico, but still very, very easy. It held water and pigment really, really long time. Baohong, I think it was just okay. It kind of felt like two colors were trying to like mix as a one color when I was testing it, but the result is quite okay, I guess. I mean, it does have a little bit of hard lines, but still, it's very doable. Blending on wet and dry. Arches, again, very, very easy to control. It was almost perfect, I think. I mean, there were too much water at the end, but still we can see it through. It did blend it very softly. Baohong has a little bit more hard lines than the arches, but still I think it's not that bad for $1. And for glazing, they both show a little bit of white spots, but I think it's because the texture is very rough and I didn't use enough paint, so that's why there's a little bit of white spots. So it's not a paper flaw, it's my mistake. So for the recommendation, this Baohong, I think it's really good for practice. Every test came out quite decent. Maybe the blending part I will give like a B or B plus. Other than that, I think it's very good for $1 paper. Arches, again, the blending, it was just so easy. I feel like I might get spoiled if I use only arches. But for me personally, I don't think I will use either one because I think the paper is just too rough for me. I don't really prefer rough paper. All of my drawings are pretty relying on my sketches, and I do erase a lot because I do make a lot of mistakes. So anybody who does sketches a lot like me and detail sketches, not very recommendable. Other than that, I think it's they both are pretty good, I think. Okay, so this was the test of the arches versus Baohong. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on next video. Bye bye.